Hello guys, and welcome to my February review video, and this is going to be in the same PODVLOG format as my January review video. And if you are unfamiliar with the term PODVLOG, it's basically a play on the two words podcast and vlogging, and basically it's listenable because it's almost like a podcast. You don't necessarily have to stop what you're doing and watch to follow. You can be driving in your car, doing whatever it is that you do while listening to this, but at the same time it's almost like a vlog because there are some visuals that you can watch and follow through, hence the term pod vlog. In this pod vlog specifically, I will be sharing some landscapes, not just my vegetable garden, but some of the outdoors that I get to enjoy around my home, because you guys have asked for a full garden tour where I show you all my gardens around the house, but I thought it might be a bit more appropriate to then just have this as background for this pod vlog. I've got 6 lessons to share, but here's the first. So February was my work anniversary to the day. I started on the 7th of February 2022 in my current role, and I was just filled with so much gratitude when I was reflecting on the moment. I feel like I'm so grown and that I've learned so much, and I'm actually getting quite good at what I do if I actually do say so myself. So when I was reflecting on my work anniversary, I just remembered how difficult the job search was. I applied for so many jobs, got so many rejections, or jobs that had terms that were not favorable towards me, so I had to also reject or turn down those job offers. So when I look at all the no's, I'm grateful that I got that one yes that was meant for me. And I just want to say that you might be praying for something. It could be a job, it could be a life partner or a spouse, or someone to just say yes to your proposal, and it may seem like it's taking forever, but be encouraged and remember that you always need one yes. Okay, usually, not always, because on idols you don't need only one yes. So you only need one yes, and that yes will make the difference for you. So don't be discouraged, as much as it's so discouraging, especially when you're searching for a job, but just know that it's coming. And one scripture reference I have for this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. It says, "At the time I have decided, my words will come true. You can trust what I say about the future. It may take a long time, but keep on waiting. It'll happen." So this is your reminder. Keep waiting. It'll happen, and you really only need one yes. And that one yes has got me here in a different company, in a role where I'm thriving in, and that is everything for me, because all the other no's, they really don't matter at this point. Moving on to my second point, February was my dad's second heavenly birthday, and I didn't cry. So I remembered the birthday, and I'm just proud of how far I've come, because I thought, oh, I'm going to be sad, and just because I know I used to have these heart-wrenching sobs about him being gone. I remember one evening just running outside of the house and sitting behind a car and just boiling my eyes out while the kids were just playing indoors. I don't think they even noticed that I disappeared. And for me, I thought the day might take me back to that state, because I used to call him all the time, and like all my life I've celebrated his birthday. So I was just happy that I didn't cry. My favorite aunt called to check on me, but I was actually quite good even when I was speaking about him. So I'm really grateful for how far I've come. Grief is a really tough journey, and it can also be lonely, because you don't want to drag people into your pain every time you feel it. And for me, I felt it quite a lot, so I didn't want to every now I feel it tell someone. Every now I feel it tell someone. It just felt like I'm burdening other people with the pain. It's mine to bear. So I bore my pain and I'm getting better. I still have those moments where I break down and cry about it, miss him so much, and just wish he was here to fix the situation or to just be my friend, because he used to call me for hours. I used to be so embarrassed sometimes at work. I'm like, Dad, by now I've got to go. Everyone's looking at me like, child, this girl is chatting away on the phone. So for me, it's sometimes I just miss that. Someone who will just say, how's everything going, without having an agenda for the call, and it will be an hour-long call. They always say time heals, and I'm starting to believe that. It's not necessarily time, because obviously it matters what you do with the time. Are you trying to heal? Are you trying to do things to get you better? So time really does heal, or it has healed me. I'm at a much better place, and I suppose time just forces you to accept at some point, and I've accepted. I'm doing much better. The kids sometimes are like, I miss Mkulu. Just this past week my son was saying I miss him. My daughter was like, yes, you miss sitting on his lap. I was like, oh my gosh, they still remember this. He passed away almost 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, but they still remember. So those memories are no longer making me cry and wish so much that he was here. They are just, it's upsetting that he's no longer going to be here for the rest of your lives to see his grandchildren. But I'm okay. I'm not breaking down as much. This leads me to my third point that I'm so proud of myself for. So I'm proud of myself for being more consistent again with my exercise. Perhaps this is part of me healing and growing and moving on as well, because my dad's death did really dampened my spirit, and I wasn't as active. I gained a lot of weight. I was just eating whatever I can, because sometimes I wasn't in the mood to cook, so it would just be like, oh, let's get pizza, let's get KFC, whatever, things that were not really good for my health. So I've started being more consistent at gym. I've started running again. I have a gym partner and we meet a minimum of once a week, and we did that consistently for the month of February. So I really am grateful for that, the fact that I'm taking my physical health more seriously again. And on the finances part, I still managed to invest some money, even though investing is not a key priority for me for 2023. My priorities are around paying off debt, especially given the high interest rate environment we're in. So I'm not sure if it's a good thing yet that I managed to invest, because obviously my priorities are to pay off debt, but I also cannot bring myself to just pay off debt and not build my wealth in any way. It's tricky because I'm always playing this stance between investing, paying off debt, and also just having things, because you also want to have things in your home, things that you feel like you want or you need. You want to spend some of your money, and I want it all, guys. I won't lie. So this dance has just been tricky, but I'm grateful that I've managed to invest, because I always think it's good to plow into your future. So I'm very grateful for that. The fifth lesson, which is centered around family, is that I should teach my kids to enjoy being bored at home and just to enjoy the quiet days. I saw a post about this on Instagram recently, and I just realized that my kids always want to go out. I'm so bored. Being at home is boring, and they have so much at their disposal. So for me, I've been teaching them only boring people get bored, sweetheart. Are you a boring person? No, I'm not boring. Then surely you can find a way to have fun, especially with load shedding. To have a 4-hour stretch where they cannot be on the internet watching anything, so that can be a challenge, but I'm learning to teach them to enjoy those times. I sometimes spend time with them in the outdoors. I'll just tell them to play with their toys and enjoy that, and just to be creative. They bake funny things now, and then they just come when they've mixed it all up and say, please put this in the oven for me. Sometimes I'm like, now you guys are being naughty, stop wasting my ingredients. But they are just learning to be at home and not to go out as much, because then we'd compensate, oh, let's go out, but then you're going out, you eat unhealthy food, you're spending money. Sometimes you just have that, really, did I need to do that? Was that necessary? So they need to enjoy being home. So I want to teach them that, and to enjoy our home cooked meals, lying on the mat, looking at the sky, and just chilling outside, having pretend picnics at home, being at ease and content at home. That for me is a lesson that I'm trying to slowly teach my children, and I think they're grasping the lessons, they're getting there. The sixth and final point that I want to share is that the grass is only greener where it's watered. So stop looking on the sides and just appreciate and focus on where you are. This might be a little controversial or whatnot, but I'm going to share it anyway. I remember a stage in my life where all I watched was how to quit your 9 to 5 and start your own business, how to be your own boss, boss babe content. And for me, it was about having more time for my kids, controlling my time. And during February, I've witnessed a lot of businesses downsize and some even close down. And I can just imagine the pressure of compromising not only your own livelihood, but also that of other people who depend on you because they were your employees when you have to close or downsize your business. And that must be very difficult. And in all honesty, being self-employed is more pressure and even working longer hours at first, which was or is counterproductive to my reasons for wanting entrepreneurship, because my reasons were to spend more time with my children and control my time. But if I'm gonna be working more hours because I'm trying to get this business off the ground, then it still means I won't spend enough time with my children. So I saw that my reasons and the reality were probably not going to match. And at the same time, wanting to be my own boss was also about enjoying creativity, because I can do what I enjoy doing, like these videos, online content full time. I realized that as a hobby, I can enjoy my creativity more because I've had some brand deals and the back end work is a lot. No ways. Getting approvals, negotiating prices, having to reshoot if the client is maybe not happy with that content, having to memorize certain phrases. It just made the creativity slightly less creative, if I can put it that way, and slightly less fun, because now it was just a lot of work and more stressful, which is similar to what a corporate job is. So reflecting on this just made me question, why did I want to quit my corporate job for being self-employed, since I would be working or be stressed just as much, if not more. It's okay, accept where you are and just water your grass and make it green, because that side might look greener, but you don't know the stress that they have to endure. You don't know the months where they don't have income, but when yours is consistent. So just sometimes be wary of social media, because it will always shove this narrative, this one-sided narrative most of the time. So try to widen your scope in terms of the content that you consume, and really consider your lifestyle and what's best for you. And that's what I decided to do in the month of February, and I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just at a good place. I'm no longer constantly trying to find ways to leave my 9 to 5. Honestly, I'm content and I'm grateful and I'm happy. Perhaps also this is testament to what I mentioned at the very beginning of this conversation, where I mentioned that I've celebrated 1 year and I'm really happy and at a good place. So maybe it's because of that. Sometimes it's about slightly tweaking your environment and not necessarily overhauling your whole life or your career. So I'm really at a good place. I'm genuinely happy about the woman I'm becoming and the woman I have become. And the month of February is about love, and I've experienced and witnessed so much self love because I'm proud of me and how far I've gone. And I hope that's something that you share as well, that you are proud of yourself and how far you've come and how far you are still going to go, because you're going to push yourself to thrive and you're just going to be the best person that you can be. Thank you so much for tuning into this February review video. I hope it was great, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one. Bye, guys.